You know, I haven't done a commentary in a long time. I remember my first commentary was on Angry Joe. So yeah, and I will upload that video very soon. But now today I'm doing a commentary on one of my friends, Blaze. So yeah, the reason why I'm doing a commentary on him today is because the fact he did a review on Toy Story 4, and when watching that review, I have to say, wow, that review sucked. It really did. That review was just terrible. I'm sorry, Blaze, but I did not like that review one bit. You didn't explain the points very well at all. Yeah, and I am going to point out the facts on why you seem to miss the points of that movie. So, let's bring up your video right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, baby, this sex is fun. But what the hell is that toy doing here? That's strange. I don't recall bringing it here. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you during sex. How the hell are you even talking? Well, the toys have been alive this whole time. We just didn't move while you were around. Oh my god, I need to see a doctor. I think I'm going insane. Same here, honey. Let's see a psychiatrist as soon as possible. Didn't mean to startle you. I'll get the hell out of here.
What the hell was that? Seriously, what the hell was that? That was just really random. That was just so random and stupid. It wasn't disturbing, but it was so random and stupid. It was so not needed in this video at all. So why the hell would you even put that in the video in the first place? Continue.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Blaze.
Okay, wow, you really need to fix your audio on there. That was pretty loud. Sorry.
It's the movie fan and hi again. Boss, you're breaking the law of the toys again by talking to me. Don't you realize that you could get into trouble for that one day? I've been doing it for years and it's never happened. I don't think I'm getting into trouble. So you're reviewing Toy Story 4. Can I be with you? Sure, it's one of the worst movies of 2019.
Okay, how is it the worst movies of 2019? Because watching this video, I realized you did not explain your points very well on why you say it's the worst, one of the worst movies of 2019. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Continue, please.
So, you hate it. Fuck you then, I'm out of here. That was weird. Anyway, it's time to review the movie Toy Story 4. I'll be honest, I was never a fan of the idea of making a fourth Toy Story movie.
Neither I was either. I mean, yeah, Toy Story 3 did actually end it pretty well, but I want to see what happened to Bo Peep because Bo Peep was missing in the third movie. She was missing in the third movie, and I want to know what happened to her. And all the fans want to know what happened to her too. That's why I made Toy Story 4 and stuff. And the way they did Toy Story 4 was a pretty good way. They actually did a pretty good job of why they let the franchise continue. So yeah.
Toy Story 3 had a perfect ending, and I really don't see the story continuing from there. I mean, I could possibly see that with Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King, but not with Toy Story, because Andy's story is done and over with. I really don't care what the toys are up to after that, but despite that, I went into this movie expecting it to be at least decent. Unfortunately, that's not the case at all. I haven't been so disappointed with the movie ever since I saw Hellboy earlier this year. Yeah, there are several disappointing movies of this year. But anyway, now Andy's toys belong to Bonnie. Now I'm going to start by talking about the characters. First I'm going to talk about Forky, played by Tony Hale. Now Forky is so fucking annoying.
How is he annoying? I never found him annoying in the movie at all. I actually found him a pretty good character. There's never a part where he was actually annoying. He was actually a really funny character, and I actually found him pretty interesting and stuff. And there were actually moments where he's kind of cute and stuff. I actually found him really funny.
Seriously, all he does in the movie is go to the nearest fucking trash can.
There's a reason why he goes to the nearest trash can is because he was literally trash. That's the whole entire point. He goes in there because he felt so ashamed of himself. Because he's basically just trash. That's all he is. He felt ashamed of himself. Yeah. Because, yeah, he just goes in there because he felt ashamed. That's the whole entire point. He felt ashamed of himself. That's why he keeps on going in the trash can.
Possible. Now Bonnie should think that since he always goes there and she didn't put him there, that maybe Forky could be alive. But nope, she never even thinks that. Which really makes no sense. Now in the first Toy Story movie,
because according to the movie, he always thinks that toys will be alive, not just inanimate objects. But in this movie, actually, they figure out that inanimate objects should be alive because, number one, Bonnie did make him into a toy, so there's a reason why he became alive. Because all throughout the 4 movies, toys were alive, but he became a toy for Bonnie to play with. That's the reason why he actually became alive. That's why.
Was deluded and thought that he was a real space ranger. But in that movie, he was at least fucking loyal to Andy. The fact that Forky thinks that he's just trash and keeps going to the nearest fucking trash can possible is a very dick move.
It's not a dick move. It's actually a reason why he goes to the trash can, because he felt so ashamed of himself. That's why he thinks he belongs there, because he was trashed this whole entire time. That's why he keeps on going to the nearest trash can, because he's a plastic utensil. I mean, seriously, have you ever used a spork before? I mean, hell, everybody knows what a spork is. Everybody knows what a fucking spork is. So let me explain to you here. Let me explain something to you here. Okay, basically what I'm trying to say is he was trashed this whole entire time, because when people use plastic utensils, they throw them away. Yeah, when people are done using them, they throw them away in the trash. So that's why he figures himself as trash. That's why he has a mindset on where he thinks he's basically trash. That's why. It's not because of dick move. It's because of the fact he was trash this whole entire time.
It's also very fucking scary. What a worthless piece of shit. The next.
You know what's a worthless piece of shit? This video. Because you did not elaborate your points very well. That's why, Blaze. I'm sorry that sounds pretty harsh, but I have to go harsh on this video. Sorry.
Character that I want to talk about is Peep, played by Annie Pot. Now the issue that I have with Peep in this movie is the fact that she is far too fucking perfect.
Okay, she's not always that perfect in this movie. There are moments where she's actually not too perfect. And besides, she actually has a good personality, and there's actually a reason why she has to defend for herself and care for herself too. Because she has been abandoned for years. On top of that, she had to defend for herself because there was no one else to take care of her. On top of that, there was no one else to look out for her too. So she had to look out for herself. So yeah, that's what she was doing. She's been doing, because she has a reason to be a badass for the whole entire film, because they explain very well on how she became a badass. So basically, Blaze, you did not explain your points very well at all.
I mean, seriously, she can take care of herself perfectly well. And she can get into all sorts of dangerous situations and survive somehow. She never gets as much as a fucking scratch on her. She is as much of a Mary Sue as Alice in Paul W.S. Anderson's Resident Evil movies.
Okay, that's just really not a good point to explain at all. And let me tell you something here, Blaze. Here's a good reason why. Is because doing that takes it way too far. You wanna know why it takes it way too far? Because you're basically saying that Bo Peep is about as bad as Alice. She is not bad as Alice. That's a really sexist way to definitely say she's about as bad as Alice. Now, don't get me wrong. Alice was actually not much of a good character in the Resident Evil movies. But the only movies I liked her in were actually 1, 2, and 3. But what I'm trying to explain is, this is a pretty sexist comment that you're trying to point out about Bo Peep, and that's just taking it way too far right there. And there's actually a good reason of why she became a badass in this movie. It's because the fact they explain it very well in this movie. And here's how I can go into detail. She's been abandoned for years. She's been abandoned for years in that antique store, and there's a reason why she had to defend herself. It's because she has never been cared for a long time. That's why she basically tries to defend herself and tries to care for herself, because she was never been picked up for years. That's why she has decided to go out of her way to become a lost toy. So the movie does explain why she's a badass.
Yeah, I see it. She's just as bad of a character as Alice in those movies is.
That was definitely not a good point to explain at all. I mean, oh my god. Like, you didn't look deeper in this movie at all. It just really shows the point that you did not go deeper in this movie in the slightest. It's like you're just bashing the movie for no apparent reason. It really just feels like that.
Seriously, since she's so fucking perfect, why exactly was I supposed to care about her? A character being too perfect makes the character less interesting. I hate it in general when cute and nice characters are made into a badass. That's the main issue that I hate with Gabby in the DuckTales reboot. There was no logic behind making her badass. And guess what? It's the same here. Also, she was brought back as fucking fan service.
She was not brought back because it's fan service. It's because of the fact there was more to her. Yeah, they wanted to put more character to her in this movie, because in the third film she was missing throughout, and there's a reason why they put her in this movie. It's because they want to make her more of a character, because in the other two movies she was not much of a character in those two movies. All she was the figurine of the lamp. But I also wanted to mention this to you, Blaze. She has actually a lot of personality in this movie. She has more character than you think she does. She actually has a good reason to be a badass. On top of that, she was not brought back for fan service. She was brought back because they had a good reason in this movie on why she was in this movie this whole entire time. So, yeah. You really need to look at more of these movies more often. You need to re-watch all 4 Toy Stories to know what's going on.
Nothing more. And you can't convince me otherwise. The third and final character of the movie that I want to talk about is Ducky and Bunny, played by Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele. I know I'm technically cheating by talking about 2 characters at once, but
I find it really funny, the fact you call them character. Couldn't you just say characters? Couldn't you just change that where it says characters instead of just character? Because you literally said character. Yeah, you said just character. You didn't say characters. So you're talking about 2 characters. Make your point better. Just saying.
I had the exact same fucking problem with both of them, and that totally justifies it. Anyway, those 2 are so painfully unfunny and annoying. They are the Jar Jar Binks of the Toy Story franchise.
Okay, you really are not explaining very well and why they're not that funny. On top of that, this video just explains on why you don't understand Key and Peele's comedy. I mean, I understand Key and Peele's comedy because their comedy is really funny. It basically is a mature version of Kenan and Kel. Yeah, that's basically what they are. The point is, you're not really understanding their comedy in the slightest. If you watch the shows with Key and Peele, then maybe you'll understand their comedy very well. I mean, hell, I've understood their comedy. Their comedy was hilarious. Their jokes were good. They know how comedy works. And on top of that, they seem to know how to make people laugh. I mean, yeah, I like their comedy. They're really good at making people laugh. And I like the movies they made so far. I mean, I like Keanu. I also like Get Out. I haven't seen Us yet, but I do want to see that movie and see what it's like and stuff. But anyway, you did not give a good reason and a valid point on why you didn't like these characters. You didn't. You just basically bashed on them for no apparent reason.
That's right, I see it. They are as fucking annoying as Jar Jar Binks. I mean, seriously, I couldn't stand those two fuckers in the slightest. As for the characters who returned from the original trilogy...
You know, there's no reason to compare Jar Jar Binks with those two characters. You wanna know why? Because Jar Jar Binks was actually not just annoying, he was also racist. Yeah, he was completely racist and a complete stereotype. Bunny and Ducky are definitely nothing like that. Bunny and Ducky are actually funny characters, and they have good chemistry, and they basically are not completely racist. They're actually really funny, and they actually are very helpful characters, and they're not very pointless. There's a reason why they're there. So yeah, you really are not explaining your points very well, Blaze. You're not explaining your points at all.
Such as Buzz Lightyear, Woody and Bonnie. These characters are fine. Nothing bothers me about them too much for the most part. I am saying for the most part because there are a few issues that I have with their actions in this movie. As for the comedy of this movie, well, that's where this movie really fails. I laughed once during this movie, fucking once. And that's one hell of an accomplishment because in the other Toy Story movies, I did laugh at least 5 times. But no, I only laughed once. The rest of the humorous moments are either dull or annoying. Now normally...
Okay, how can you just laugh just once? I mean, hell, I find this movie pretty funny. There's a lot of funny moments I actually liked in this movie. There are actually some really good moments in this film and stuff. Hell, after watching this whole entire film, it has some really good moments I actually liked. And on top of that, it was a really good sequel. And there actually are some moments that I laughed a lot. Like, for example, the parts where Bunny and Ducky are trying to figure out ways to get the key to actually open that glass closet. Yeah, they're trying to figure out ways to open that glass figurine in the middle of the store. Yeah, they're trying to figure out ways to figure out the key. And I found that really funny where they're trying to figure out ways to get the key and stuff. It was really funny to watch that. It was hilarious. Yeah.
At this point, I would just go into my overall thoughts, but no, I am not done. There's so much about this movie that just annoys me that I have to talk about it. I am not willing to wait for the movie to be out on home media so I can do a spoiler movie review. Fuck that. So for the rest of the video, I will be spoiling the hell out of the movie. To avoid spoilers, I highly recommend you mute the video when the text spoilers appears. You have been warned. Alright.
Okay, you know, I should tell you this. Muting the video may not work. I mean, you can put a timestamp on the video and tell people to go there. That'll actually be better. But muting the video because of spoilers, that's going to be really not a good, accurate reason on why you're going to tell spoilers and stuff. I mean, it's just going to be you doing this. Yeah, it's just you doing this if they're going to mute the video. And that's going to go on for a long time during the video. You could just like put a timestamp on your video and then probably people can actually go to there to actually watch the rest of the video. But nope, you didn't. You just say mute the video. Really?
Now it's time to talk about the scenes that bothered me the most. I'm gonna start by talking about the scene by the beginning of the movie. Now some of you might say that's not a spoiler, but it is, since I'm going into detail about that particular scene. Anyway, the scene where Bunny made fucking Forky. Woody is being a complete fucking moron in that scene. He sneaks into Bunny's bed and puts items to the table out of nowhere. I mean, sure, she is crying and that makes her feel better, but this was still not a smart thing to do at all.
Okay, let me tell you something here, Blaze. There's a good reason why Woody did this. The reason why he went out of his way to go into Bonnie's bag and go to school with her is because he wanted to help out Bonnie. He wanted to help her out because she felt so alone. She had no one to play with. She basically was just there alone. Everybody ignored her. That's basically what was going on. She had no friends in school, well, except for her parents, but still, she had no friends to play with. She had nobody to play with, so that's why she had to make Forky herself. That's why she made Forky to play with and everything, because she basically had no one to play with. Yeah, that's how kids are. If they had no one to play with, they had to figure out what to do for themselves. That's what they had to do. So yeah, and there's a reason why Woody did all that. It's because he was trying to help out Bonnie through school. He was trying to help her out because she was a bit miserable in kindergarten. It's normal for a kid to go through that. Because you want to know why? Here is why. Because kids are always scared if they're trying to move up. That's right. When kids are moving up, they get a little scared. They get nervous. They never know what's going on in their lives. Yeah, that's the whole entire point. So yeah.
So how the hell does Bunny not realize that Woody is alive? She should have suspected that. But
because she's not aware. She was not aware of that happening. Kids are like this. Hell, some humans are like this too. I mean, yeah, some humans are actually not like this at all. It's like the point where I explained to you about Rugrats, where you try to say the Rugrats had their own language or something. But no. Because the reason why is because the parents didn't notice they were talking. It's because they're not aware of it. They're basically just focusing on one another, adults. That's the whole entire point. I'm trying to tell you, because she was not aware of the stuff going on. That's why.
No, she doesn't question how things get on the table on the
because she was not aware. That's the whole entire point. She was not aware of what was going on. That's why.
Fucking nowhere. I mean, the teacher didn't touch the table, nor did any of the other students. Shouldn't that be a clue that something magical might be happening? And the only reason Woody doesn't get into any trouble is because of pure fucking love.
It's not because of pure fucking love. It's because he's been doing this for years. He knows how to basically get away from humans and make sure they don't even notice anything. Because he's been doing this for years. He knows how to do all this. I mean, how? Not all people are very aware of what goes on. So basically, they're trying to think everything is just going on normal. So yeah. I mean, yeah, it would be really interesting if the toys actually do prove that they're alive in front of humans. It would be pretty interesting if that went on in one of the Toy Story movies. But still, not all humans are aware. So basically, here's what I'm trying to say to you, Blaze. You're not really explaining your points very well. You need to watch the movie again so you basically know what the hell is going on.
Well, let's cut to much later on in the movie, when Woody discovers an antique store. He thinks that Peep is in there. Why? There's no logic behind it.
There is logic. Because her lamp was there. I mean, seriously, her lamp was there because he recognized her lamp. Yeah, her lamp has some things that he remembered for years when he was with Bo Peep in the movie and stuff. Yeah, when Bo Peep was in all Toy Story movies except for the third movie, he recognized the lamp that she was part of. She was just a figurine of the lamp. She was a figurine of a certain lamp that had sheep and stars on it. So yeah, she was basically on that lamp. Yeah, and yeah, that's why he recognized that lamp, and that's why he figured that she could be in that antique store. That's why.
The only thing's not because of a random fucking lamp.
It was not because of random fucking lamp. It was because a certain lamp that he remembered for years. So he remembered that lamp. He knew that lamp for years. He recognized it. He recognized the detail. He recognized the stuff was on it. So he knew that was Bo Peep's lamp.
If he hadn't gone into that antique store, he would be back to the RV with Forky in no time. So yes, the fact that Forky gets lost in that antique store is completely Woody's fault.
It's not because of Woody's fault. Forky just followed him there because he was trying to get Woody to the RV because he thought they were going to the RV. But the reason why Woody went in the antique store in the first place because he haven't seen Bo Peep in years. I mean, hell, this is actually normal for someone to actually act like this. I mean, if they see someone they haven't seen for years, they want to talk to that person. Yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah, it's very normal for someone to do that. So it's not really entirely his fault that Forky got lost in the antique store.
And now it's time to talk about the scene that pisses me off the most. It's a scene near the end of the movie, where the Bunny's toys control the fucking RV. Okay, how the hell do Bunny's parents not notice that the toys are alive? I'm sure they do a somewhat decent job at hiding, but due to all the magical shit going on, that can only be explained by magic. They should at the very least suspect that something strange is going on. But
because cars can now function. There are some moments where cars can now function. Hell, technology can now function as well too. I mean, yeah, technology does have some flaws where they can now function, and people don't really suspect that and stuff. So yeah, these humans are basically have the mindset where they think that technology they're basically operating is basically now functioning. And yes, cars can now function. They actually can now function. I mean, in fact, the parts in cars can actually cannot work that often. Hell, even I noticed in my car because when I was driving, I noticed some stuff was actually now functioning. Yes, cars can now function. There are articles explaining the fact that technology can now function at times when they're not fixed properly. When technology is not fixed properly, it can basically now function. So this can really explain why the humans act like this.
no, they don't question the fact that the RV is somehow moving on its own.
The reason why they're not questioning it because they figure the RV could be doing it itself. Because you want to know why? Because some cars and some technology do now function on their own. You want to know how? Like I said before, when they're not fixed properly, they can now function. They can do that. And yes, that has happened for years. There's articles explaining that. You should look into that, Blaze. You should look into those articles that some technologies can now function. They can.
This breaks the suspension of disbelief to an insulting degree.
How is it insulting? They just basically did it from pure logic. They basically do pure logic. And I just explained to you some logical facts on why they actually think that the toys are not alive and not basically moving the car at all and stuff. They figured it was the car itself because it has some malfunctions and some flaws are going on in the item in general. Meaning the fact that technology can now function at times. Yes, there are facts about that.
Now I will admit that I don't think that the original Toy Story trilogy is perfect either. In fact, there is one big problem I always had with Toy Story and Toy Story 2. And that's when nobody noticed the toys moving even though they were moving on a public fucking road.
Because they're not aware of the fact they were there. That's why. That's why I think they're not there and stuff. They think it's just natural occurrence. That's why. So yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is they're just not aware it goes on. Kind of like where, the parents don't realize that their kids were talking in Rugrats. You remember in Rugrats review where you think that Rugrats had their own language and stuff? No, that's not the whole entire point. The point is the fact you basically they're not aware of their babies talking. They're not aware of the fact that their babies are actually talking and thinking of interesting ideas and stuff, and having adventures and everything. So yeah, the parents were not aware of that. They just think that babies are just being babies. That's it. What I'm trying to say is, not everybody is aware. So yeah.
Nobody in the cars got freaked out or anything like that. As much as I hate to admit it, the scenes in Toy Story and Toy Story 2 are far more believable than the scene in this movie. And
far more believable? You didn't explain very well on why they're far more believable. And on top of that, you didn't really explain your points at all. You just basically were just bashing the film for no apparent reason. You need to elaborate on your points better if you're going to give a review on this movie. I mean, yeah, you're trying to explain your point on why you don't like this movie, but you're not giving a good, accurate point. You're actually missing the points that I basically explained to you on this video.
lastly, Woody helps a toy from the antique store to find the kid. Wait, what? Why the hell would Woody help with a toy that he doesn't even fucking know? And when a little girl is crying, she for some reason stops crying when she finds that fucking doll.
Because, wanna know why? Because Woody has had to help her because she's left alone in that antique store for years. She was never been played with, and she figured that a kid may actually play with her when her voice box gets fixed. That was going on in the movie because she was basically defunctioned. That's why she was being defunctioned, because her voice box was not really working very well, and she figured that Woody would be the one to fix her voice box so she can be played with and stuff. So yeah, I can understand what Gabby was going through. Gabby was going through separation. She was not gonna be played with. She figured she's gonna be alone in an antique store and be claustrophobic and stuff. I mean, hell, that's the same way with Jessie. In Toy Story 2, Jessie felt the same way because she wasn't played with for a very long time because she felt so alone in that dark area. She felt so claustrophobic in places that she didn't belong in, like a box, closet, and all those other places. She was in a storage for years, and basically she was not played with for years at all. That's why she felt so alone and claustrophobic. It's kind of the same way in this movie. They're doing the same thing in this movie, and you miss that fucking point.
Okay, this movie is supposed to take place in this century, and I can tell you for a fact that children don't care about toys as much as they did back in the 1990s or early.
Okay, not all children are like that. There are some children that still play with toys. In fact, not every children plays with technology. Most kids that play with technology are basically kids that are actually spoiled. And yes, there are some kids that do play with toys. You're not really looking at this movie deep. Toys are basically more better than technology are. Yeah. But of course, yes, kids do play with technology because they think it's much more entertaining than toys. But let me tell you something here, Blaze. You're not actually explaining your points very well. You're basically bashing this movie for no apparent reason. And here's the reason why. The reason why is because that you're missing the point of kids. Kids basically have different mindsets. They can sometimes want to play with technology. Sometimes they want to play with toys. They have different mindsets. Every kid has a different mindset. So basically, kids can actually care about toys. There are a lot of kids I know that do play with toys a lot. Hell, my nieces and nephews are like that too. They play with toys. They do. They actually do play with toys. And they basically like to play with them, and they think they're very entertaining and stuff. So yeah, it's not just 1990s. It's still going on until this day. So yeah, You're not explaining your points very well in the slightest.
Here, so I don't buy it. Back to the RV scene. They just even get Bonnie's parents into trouble with the law. But when the cops stop them, they for some reason don't arrest them. What?
There's a reason why the cops don't arrest them. It's because cops realize that cars can now function. They realize technology can now function. Yeah, cops do notice that. They study it in their own law enforcement. On top of that, cops don't always arrest people for no reason. Well, even though I did get arrested for almost... even though I almost got arrested for no reason. Yes, that happened to me. I almost got arrested for no reason. But that's beside the point. The point is, not all cops are like this. Not all cops arrest people for no reason. The reason why he didn't arrest him because he figured that it was not his fault. That's why he doesn't arrest him. He figured that why this is going on is not his fault. So that's why he didn't arrest him. That's why. So he can go on. So the parents can go on their daily lives. That's what's going on.
Why the hell don't they arrest them? I mean, is ordinary cop really gonna believe that an RV somehow moved on its own? No, of course not. Because
yes, they are, because some technologies can now function. How? There's even articles explaining the fact that cars can now function and can move on their own when they're not fixed properly. How? There's even articles that some cars are actually haunted. You really need to look into that, Blaze.
cop would believe that person is a fucking lunatic. But no, the cop doesn't question it for some reason.
There's a reason why he doesn't question on it. It's because he realized that it was not his fault. He realized it was not the parents' fault at all because, one, cars can actually have malfunctions. I mean, I've explained this throughout the entire video, and throughout this entire video, you missed the point of cars and how they work and everything. You really did.
Well, let me make something perfectly clear. If this took place in a universe where everybody is stupid, such as The Simpsons, I could let this slide.
Okay, that's really insulting. That is just very insulting, and that was not a very good point to actually say about that at all. This is actually practically normal for cops to act like this. You just basically insulted cops for no apparent reason. You really did. Not all cops are bad, and not all cops are basically stupid. Some cops are actually really smart and really intelligent and know how their job works. You basically missed the whole entire point of how cops are, and you missed the point of how cars are too. So basically, you are missing a lot of points in this whole entire video when you're reviewing this movie. You are basically rushing, and you're basically just bashing the movie for no apparent reason. Continue.
The humans in the Toy Story franchise are supposed to be ordinary fucking human beings. And that's why I don't believe this at all. Alright.
They are normal. They've been acting normal this whole entire time. This is pretty normal for a human to act like this.
Those are the major problems that I have with the movie. Overall thoughts time. Now it's time for my overall thought. I always thought that it was pointless to make a fourth Toy Story movie. But I never thought there would be a time when a bad Toy Story movie was made.
Okay, first of all, you did not give a good reason why you did not like this movie. You didn't give good, accurate points on why. You basically missed a lot of points. You really did. Throughout this entire review, you missed a lot of points. On top of that, those skits were really pointless. Yeah, they really were pointless and not funny at all.
And here we fucking have it. This movie is absolute garbage, and for that, I'm of course gonna give the rating 2 middle fingers.
You know what I'm gonna say about this video in general? I'm gonna give it 2 middle fingers too. Yeah, because that's why I think of this video, because you basically missed the point. And yes, I am going too harsh on this video, but still, I'm trying to explain to you, you missed some points. You basically missed points of the movie in general. You could just watch the movie again and then maybe explain your points better. But no, you just rushed. You rushed right into this movie and started hating on it for no apparent reason, which explains the fact you just basically gave a really bad review throughout.
Well, guys, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you for watching and have a great day.
Okay, so... Wow. Wow. Was that one of the worst videos I've ever seen? That review was terrible. Okay, Blaze, let me tell you something here. You did not explain your points very well at all. You did not. You didn't elaborate on why you did not like this movie. I mean, I went to see this movie because I want to see what it was like. And you did not explain it very well at all. You basically just gave some points that made no sense at all. You basically just gave some points that really made no sense. You basically missed the points about cars, you missed the points about Forky, and you basically didn't understand the comedy on Key and Peele. You basically made a really terrible review that was definitely not good at all in the slightest. This review was terrible. It was just not really elaborate on your points on why you did not like this movie in general. You failed on elaborating your points. You failed. You basically just failed on reviewing this movie. If you really don't like this movie, then maybe elaborate your points better. Elaborate your points better, Blaze. You need to elaborate your points better, and basically people will understand. But no, you basically went out of your way just bashing this movie. It's just like you just took the movie case and just went on bashing and bashing and bashing for no apparent reason, because you didn't look in deeper at this movie. You just went in rushing this movie for no apparent reason. You just rushed in, and when you got home and made a video and started hating on it. Yeah, for no apparent reason at all. Yeah, because that's what it felt like through this entire video. You're just hating on it for no reason. You're not giving a good, accurate points at all. And that's all I gotta say about this video. This video was terrible. It was definitely not a good video in the slightest. Blaze, you really need to look in deeper of these movies. You really need to look in deeper at the movies that you review. You need to be very careful when you're trying to review movies, because if you don't, then pretty much you don't need to really make a video on it. You need to basically look into the movie a bit better, try to watch it again and again, and basically try to take notes with you at all times, making sure you actually know what you're trying to say about this movie and stuff. It looks like you didn't. It looks like you basically did not take any notes at all. You basically just went out of your way to rush into this movie and basically just try to review it and expect people to actually like it. Look, I know you take criticism. I know you can do all that kind of stuff. That's good. That's actually good. But here's the thing you should notice. You did not explain your points very well. So that means you need to redo this review again. Go see the movie again as well, so you can have a better review. That's all I gotta say. And here's my review of Toy Story 4. I actually liked it. It was a pretty good movie. It was funny, it was actually entertaining, and it was a good sequel. Sure, I mean, yeah, I was not really expecting a sequel, and also I didn't think they were gonna make a sequel at all to the third movie, but they decided to because they wanted to make more things to the movie. I thought the movie was pretty good. I thought it was a pretty good way to actually, continue the franchise. And they did a pretty good job of actually continuing the franchise. They did a pretty good job of explaining what could go on more of Toy Story and stuff. So yeah, they might continue the franchise. It depends. And hoping they'll make the next one pretty good. It depends if they'll make the next one. It depends. But anyway, all I can say about this video is this video was definitely not good at all. And sorry for his commentary going pretty long, but there was a lot of points that Blaze missed out. He really missed a lot of points. That's why this video went on pretty long. Anyway guys, I'm Hunter. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.